we're warning you, wait a couple hours, be a little more patient, please.
There's no reason to be out. I mean, let them do their jobs. And the quicker that you let the first responders and fuel tankers get to the gas stations, all that will happen much faster if you just stay off the roads. Nothing's open anyway. There's no reason to be out. I mean, there really isn't.
800-969-9352. We've got all the information you need, but we need you to call in as well and give us some updates from around the Tampa Bay area. So we're going to go to John in Treasure Island. John, how does everything look out there?
Hey, well, technically not Treasure Island. That's where I live, but they are not letting anybody across the Treasure Island Bridge, the main bridge. Nobody. I've got a special pass. Nothing happened. Nope, can't go.
You showed them your special pass, and they're still not letting you go?
Right.
All right.
There's no access to them like it's Gulf Boulevard right now. And so they said all the bridges are closed as far as they know. And he said he's even heard that the St. Pete Bridge has some other issues. I guess that would be Pasadena. So, even with my special pass, can't do it. And the other thing, so the beaches they're saying are closed for further notice. I think it has something to do with the tide, but he said try again at 2 or 3 o'clock when the tide goes out, the wind dies down a little bit. But I think they're being overly careful because of the potential of another surge.
Err on the side of caution, John, and thank you for the call. That's what I'm saying. I mean, listen, 2, 3 o'clock, okay, 3 more hours after everything we just went through. I know it's annoying. I know we're all getting a little cabin feverish. We're getting antsy to get back home, but please, for your own safety, for everyone else, just wait a couple more hours. You'll be able to return home when authorities advise it's safe to do so. The word will get out there. That's what we're here for as well.
Aaron, if I could just piggyback on that, I think one of the things, too, is they're also looking at the structural integrity of some of these bridges that were, the pictures yesterday of Tampa Bay and how much water was sucked out and then pushed back in earlier this morning. You're looking at bridge abutments and things like that need to be evaluated based on what happened to them over the last 24 hours. I mean, we're talking about the stuff that these bridges haven't seen in quite some time. Some are old, some are new. Some are new next to old. If you think about Gandy, I remember them building the addition to Gandy and Courtney Campbell. So I think it's got a lot to do with not just the unpredictability of water, again, which is the biggest killer when it comes to hurricanes. But it also deals with the structural integrity of the bridges themselves. You don't want to be in the middle of one span and have something collapse on you. So they need to check that out, and they need to make sure they're safe. And that's why Pinellas County shut down the 21 different entry points. And they wanted to make sure they sealed the county to make sure that everything was safe and able to carry traffic and cars and trucks. And that was part of the press conference that was just happening. And 4:30 this morning, they finally felt comfortable enough to go ahead and allow deputies out to just begin doing that. So here we are. It's not even 11 o'clock yet. And I think that's why you're seeing some of this stuff. And again, look, the fact that we're even talking about the possibility of opening up bridges and things based on what we thought was going to happen and what meteorologists thought was going to happen in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, it's good news.
This is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
And one of the things, too, is there are far too many things that have happened, and there's far too much damage to report on every singular event. But I know that, I had some tweets earlier about we can't go down, Drew Street. Well, you shouldn't be out on the road, but the reason was, there was an apartment building that had the top of it ripped off, and there was another retirement home that had the top of it ripped off. It hit cars, and, parts of cars, parts of roof were all over Drew Street. So, I don't know, the guy that kind of called us earlier when Ryan Gorman was on at like 4 a.m. in the morning or whatever, it's like that he was complaining he couldn't get through Drew Street. Well, you weren't driving through that anyway. There were cars and a roof all over the place. So when I tell you there's no reason for you to be out, a lot of these roads, it's going to take a lot of time to clear it out. You're not driving through a roof. You're just not, I mean, and we don't have pictures of every singular piece of damage that we can share with the audience. What we can tell you is that use some common sense and stay home and let the first responders do their jobs. The quicker we let them do their job, jobs, the quicker you're going to be able to get back to your life that we all take for granted as we sit here eating ramen noodles for the last 3 days, you know?
You guys know there's somebody at home that's going, well, I'm just one person. If I go out on the streets, it's just one person.
Yeah.
A million people do that, and then the streets are flooded. So please, a couple hours just for everyone's sake. Guys, we know in St. Pete, these